Hi, I'm Jim Sauerwein, co-developer of the PowerShoot. In this session, we're going to talk about lag, the benefits to having lag, and how the PowerShoot can help you achieve it. First of all, let's define lag. It's defined on the way down, on the downswing, and you use the relationship of your lead arm and the shaft. So the more angle you have, the more lag you have. The longer you can retain it, the faster the club head travels through the hitting zone. It's the one common denominator among all long ball hitters. And being able to retain some lag is certainly a common denominator among all great ball strikers. Most recreational golfers release the club early. In other words, as they swing at their, and typically they're swinging at the golf ball, and they're swinging the club head at it. So they're releasing the club head early. All the speed now is lost early, and by the time the club head gets to the ball, not only is there less speed, they've added loft, so it's not going to go as far, it's going to go higher, and they now don't have an ability to pinch a ball, let's say with an iron, to pinch it off of a tight lie. So understand that when you swing, if you retain it, the last component to go is the uncocking of the wrist. Well, that's the fastest component in the swing. We need it to happen late, not early. In a previous session, we talked about sequencing, and understand sequencing really is the key to this. But I want to give you some drills that the PowerShoot will help you even take it to a new level as far as if you're just thinking about lag. I've never seen anything like this. I've never seen anything work like this, because what it does is it allows you to feel what's taking place. I mean, intellectually, I think most of us understand it, and being able to do it is one thing. So if you have a feel, you can then tap back into it and do it. So I've explained in previous sessions that the shoot, as you're trying to get the shoot to the finish, well, all the muscles required to get you there, they're overloading, they're stretching, for lack of a better term, and that stretch then awakens them and allows you to go, oh, there they are, I can now use them. So then that's now the progression. That's how we can start to get better. So we feel it, we know how to use it. The more we use this, the better and more efficient it gets. There's a couple drills that I think can help you even increase your lag. And we know we have to exaggerate on some. And one I want you to feel is to feel like you're going to create on the way down, let's say, I'm sorry, on the way forward, how late can I create the swish? Again, if you're one who has a tendency to throw it, your swish is early. So with the shoot now working, making me work even overtime, if I'm maintaining it, I'm going to maintain the angle as long as I can, and I'm going to create the swish as late as I can. Well, that swish, and for me to do that, my body had to be moving in the right order. I want to make note, it's important to maintain your posture when you do that as well. So as I maintain your posture, try not to create the swish and come out of it. Maintain the same posture that you started in. I just want to make a note, because that is important. But creating a late swish, practicing swinging and creating a late swish is a fantastic way to get your body to move in the right order and to maintain some lag. Another great drill that I want you to try is swinging the shoot with just one hand, but take your backhand and put it right on top. Well, this is the culprit. The backhand typically is the culprit for the throw. You know, lunging at the ball. It's the dominant hand typically, and it's throwing it at the ball. Well, I want to pacify it. I want to take it out initially. In other words, on the downswing. So if I put my hand on top, it's very difficult to dominate with it. So if you put it on top, you still have a little control, but your hand's on top, and you should make some swings all the way to the finish. And I've said it repeatedly before, and I'll say it again. It's very important to finish the swing. Swing it to the finish. As you swing it with your hand on top, you'll realize that you just can't, you don't have the ability to actually throw this hand. So now you're training your lead side, your whole, I'm going to call it my forward side. It's now leading the way all the way to the finish. That's what's going to make it efficient. So you start to train it, then you learn it. And again, as you're swinging this, you're going to start to feel everything will start to stretch. It'll be overloading, for lack of a better term, but now you're learning how to use it. Um, I, I've, I love this. I got to share this. I have gone to, and this is maybe a pitfall initially, because if you're one who has throw, you start swinging the chute, and then you now have some lag. Well, what's going to happen? So I actually have gone to the range on a few different occasions to just random people and said, look, I want you to, and I pick out the people who have throw, and I said, look, what I want you to do is I want you to swing the chute, 7 or 8 times, and then after they do so, I have them make a couple practice swings so they know what's coming, because as you know, the club just goes zinging through, and then I have them hit a couple balls, and I don't really tell them what's going to happen, but they tee it up, and the first ball typically is a push. It's almost like a block. And they look at me and go, well, what happened? I go, it's okay, do it again. So let's say the first one typically is kind of going, if I'm aimed this direction, the first one just goes over there. The second one kind of comes back to there, and by the third or fourth one, they're hitting it right down the middle. And they look at me and go, wow, what's taking place? Well, here's what's happened. They've always released the club or squared the face with their throw from here. They've learned to square the face inefficiently, but when the ball's on a tee, they can do it. They learn to square their face like so. Well, now, after having swung the chute 7 or 8 times, literally 7 or 8 times, and they get it, they're now moving, and they actually have some lag. So now they're swinging it, their body's now moving the way it did while they were swinging the chute. They have some lag, but they leave the face wide open. Well, that's because they've never known how to square the face with lag. It doesn't, like I said, it takes 3 or 4 swings, and then they figure out how to square the face, because obviously in the downswing there has to be some rotation, right? To square the face, there has to be some forearm rotation, but that's the easy part. They figured it out on their own. I never even had to say anything. So within 3 or 4 swings, they're actually busting it. So if that happens to you, don't worry about it. If you hit a couple blocks initially, just keep doing it, and within a few swings, I assure you, you'll figure out how to square the face. That's the easy part. The difficult part, as we all know, is learning how to maintain the angle or to create some lag. If you swing this a few minutes a day, concentrate on a couple of the drills that we've talked about here. Look at the sequencing video again for an idea on maybe how to sequence, and I assure you, within a very short time, your ball striking will improve beyond where it has ever been.